What's up, y'all? It's Jab and Sam, and today we're going to continue recreating nuts and bolts from Donkey Kong Country 3, both the GBA and the SNES version. And so we're going to intermix them. So last stream pretty much finished the whole recreation of the GBA version. Now I've sort of spliced in there the SNES version. And we're gonna switch the instruments over to have the SNES version played by the GBA instruments. And I've switched the if you can see here the thing that's the ARP, the bass ARP. I've switched it over to be a to where the filter is controlled by a playlist clip rather than inside the piano roll, so that'll make it easier to control. And that's I've corrected some little things here and there. Let's see. So let's see what we can do. So as it stands, I've also since both songs are in different tempo, I've had it slow down gradually when it gets to the end. But I feel like it can do so, but it should be doing so before that. It should go down here. Yeah, that makes it feel more smooth. Okay, so now all we need to do is change the instruments of the SNES version over to the GBA. So what we're gonna do is go through the patterns one by one and change them to the SNES instruments. Now the strings, what? Why are you? What in the world are you talking about, man? This thing is stupid. Kondak is so badly designed. Okay, so the strings for the SNES version. So it's playing fast right now, but we're gonna switch those over to the GBA strings. And the GBA strings are channel 4. So let's select channel 4 and Alt-C change. Okay, so yeah, the only problem there is the envelope, or the natural progression of the strings being kind of soft. So what we want to do is, I've been trying to get the envelope to do this right, but first let's try to pinpoint where what's gonna get the transient right. So there's still a little little swell in them, so let's go try to find out what that is. Okay, besides that, I think this one needs to be edited a little bit. Okay, so that's the one to counteract the natural, envelope in the strings, because if you look at the samples, like pretty much any sample, they start off very soft. They don't start off sharp like we want them to. So we use an envelope to counteract that, and then we're gonna use another envelope to make sure that, like, to do what we want with them, because basically, when they're in the GBA, we want them to be legato, and then when, like they are now, pretty much. Except that they're not even that legato. We want to add a little bit more stuff to them. And so we can't exactly automate this, so what we want to do is add another envelope to the amplifier. We add amplifier mod, add a modulator, and then envelopes, AHDSR. That way we can automate that one. And so when it's the GBA version, we want to have this have attack, you know, like maybe 100, 200 milliseconds. Let's go to the GBA strings. Oh, the second GBA strings. Okay, they still have a little bit too much. First of all, they need to be louder. Actually, I think it just will work better without them. I would say we're better off using the JP8 strings for this. And just bypassing this. Woo! Please don't do that. Okay, but I do want them to have some envelope. Okay, so that'll do for that, and then when it comes to the regular strings, I want to take this over to the JP8. That's the octave we want. And then I'm gonna automate this. So I want to automate this so it has, it's more of a stab than anything else. Welcome, Cup. Welcome, AB Bandicoot. Welcome, Sylvie. Hi, good morning. Buenos dias. Ah, buenos dias, querida amiga. Welcome. Bienvenida. How are y'all doing today? Doing good. How are you doing? Okay, so let's go to generators, and where's my JP8? And then we're gonna do, right now, when it's the GBA strings, we basically want to have everything that we have now in there. So where's my V? It would be under VCA, or envelope 1. Envelope 1, the sustain stays up. Or wait, no, it goes where we want it. Or I guess it just goes up all the time. So sustain 2 will also be up. And then decay, or attack, we'll do Control I to insert what's already there. Same for envelope 1. But then when it comes to strings 2, no. When it comes to strings, we're going to turn the sustain all the way down on both of them. And then we're also going to turn both attacks very low. And let's see how that works. I think we need them to be lower. Okay, so the only problem there is that we have the decay all the way up, so let's turn the decay down. And the attack can come up a little bit more, actually. Nice. Okay. Let's go to that mixer track and add a delay for good measure. And it's a short delay, I remember. Okay, and let's turn the volume all the way up. Because we want this to be pretty prominent. And the G regular strings, we don't want it to be that prominent. So let's put it down here. So, but let's make sure that it stays all the way up here. Lovely. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, I don't really have anything to replace the tom. We might have to choose some other sort of drums that exist in the thing, or choose a regular tom that was used in Donkey Kong Country 3. Or just eliminate the toms altogether and bring them over since there's no equivalent. So we'll see. For the toms, let's see. Do I have anything in Stylus to do that? Or I could replace them because they only play this one part. I remember. We could replace them with a hit, you know, like a like one of those big band hits. Let's try that. Let's cut that and let's bring it to Stylus Remix. And let's put that in, I think it was channel 5, Alt C. Yeah, here we go. I'm not sure I want it to be the main one, but we'll see. We'll put it there for now. Yeah, that works. For now. Okay, so let's see. Let's call this... Yeah, we'll just keep it the same. So this acoustic bass guitar beat, I want this to be played by the a rich bass. Okay, and since this song is in a different key, I kind of want to transpose it to the same key as the other one because I don't want a sudden key change. So let's shift it up. I think that ought to work. We still have a, well, it's still C blues if we do that. Now it's C blues, just like the other one. Yeah, and then the strings, let's shift them up one note too. Because I think this song is in B. There we go. I would say this is actually... Oh, it's actually C? What? No. I would say maybe A sharp. Minor. I don't know. Hold on, we'll figure it out. But for now, let's just shift it up one note. Okay, here's some fun stuff. For this part, I would like to make that... I would like to use the synth... for the way out, for the feedback, let's use the Science Friction. And since this is C, we don't need to worry about this. But let's shift the guitar shredding over to the main electric guitar thing that's going on. Because that would sound awesome. And I think that... Oh yeah, this was in a separate... I had to put this in a separate contact thing. Guitar GBA. And this has to go to channel 1. Okay, so some of these notes are too high. And I think one limitation of this free version of the patch is that you can't play too many high notes. But that's fine. So like we're only missing one note. So what I want to do is I want to shift this part up. Like shift this thing up one note. Actually, we can do that in the root note. So let's shift this up. And then pitch it down. Wait a second. Oh, it's gonna shift everything. That's right. You have to actually we have to actually shift it in contact. So if I shift this up, shift everything up one note, and then push everything here back down. There we go. Except that we did want this to be in a different key. So I think now it's just like we don't have to shift it. Oh wait, so I did so I do have to, now I have to shift it up too because I wanted to shift it up a whole note. Yeah. So we can make this show as C in the, we can make this show as C in the thing if we shift it up and then we use the root note. Say, hey, I want this to be like here. Oh wait, no, actually I have to do this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now it's actually playing in C, but I've shifted it up so that I can use a I've shifted it up inside Contact so that I can use the notes that are outside the range that the plugin allows, and then I've also made the range lower. So it's kind of complicated. But let's bring this this long note. Let's bring this back to here. Shift this up, and now these bends here, we're gonna have to put those into like as automation. So I'm gonna have to go to the pitch, and let's. So this one's gonna have. But first we Control I to insert what's already there. Then you go and you go up till it says 200 cents because we wanted to go up 2 notes. Oh wait, that's not the place that it should have gone anyway, and it's not even registering for some reason. Okay, so control. So let's go insert space. Oh, that's because it's the wrong. So Alt C to change. And it's not going because why? Why is it not going? I think there might be not like the unison, like or the pitch bend might not be configured. Like this thing doesn't. It's not really configured for that sort of thing because I don't know why, because whoever programmed it was not thinking of what they should be thinking. So let's see. Let's try to find where it is that you have the pitch bending. And I don't know. I guess I don't know where it is. Wow, they really they were really bad at designing it then if they didn't make it in plain sight. Okay, so I actually have no idea where this is. I think I have to do this inside within Contact then. That's the implication of it. So if I cut this, reset this knob, and then I go to current project, guitar GBA. Tone is going to be tone, so I need tune. Okay, I think I just have to drag a random knob to that thing. One that's not being taken up already, so this part. No, don't do that. Oh yeah, I have to go to automation. Pick one that's not assigned, and drag it there. And then it should highlight it for me, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. It just like went away from it completely. Okay, so it's there, then we paste. And so, but we want the tune knob to be all like to rest at like where it, we want it to rest where it's 2 notes up, which is where we have it here. But then and then just go further. So let's go reset that, and then Try to get it right, and then let's see if we got it right. So it's resting at 172, which is not really quite there. So let's go to... There should be like a grid guide. Nope, there's not. And unfortunately, FL Studio is not great with its like automation scaling, so it's kind of hard to get it right. I just kind of have to eyeball it. You can't actually type in a value. See if that works. Okay, 192, that's pretty close. Okay, and then we can do some vibrato on there. So let's go, let's do a little bit of LFO. So let's go like that, and then decrease the range to very little. Let's make the phase such that it starts where it leaves off. Okay, let's try to make it a smaller scope. A little bigger than that. And then we can kind of make it vary, like make it where it ends, like earlier, you know? Make it, or it gets more intense as it goes. Oh, it could have gone on longer. Okay. Wow. What the? Don't do that. Why? Being so stupid. Okay, so let's go back to the LFO. Do like that. Nice. I like how it trails off like that. Cool. And then we can try like just in case we can do this where we try to program this into the guitar as well, just in case we want that instead. So and since this is going to we want this to be like come in like slowly, right? So well, first this is the wrong pitch, and it's, let's see, we want to shift this up a key and then put it up an octave. Oh, but it would have to be a really long note, and I don't think I can do that. So let's just use the science friction for that. But that sounds good like that. Let's see what people are saying. Hola, ¿qué tal? Bien, ¿y tú? Welcome, El Roro. Ah, do you now? Nice. What time is it for y'all? Right now it's 5:30 in the afternoon. I'm Poland. Nice. Welcome from Poland. 5:14. Oh, you must have sent this. Wow, did you send this that long ago? It's 5:30 now. 17:30. I didn't know you did live streams. This is really cool. Thank you, Vortoxium. Welcome. And it's Henry. I said it's Henry, and I wish you remember you. I didn't know you do live streams. Ah, yes, Henry. I do remember you. Yeah, welcome. What do you? What was it? I forgot. What was it? What was it? We already said it was like a greeting. But yes, are you still active in all that? Because I haven't seen you around in some time. Hope you're doing well. Nice. So we have let's see, let's go to the next thing, which is the synth. We have, what's our synth? Okay, so for this we'll use that arpeggio thing. Which, let's see, the bass, nuts and bass. That's a cool sound, but not what we want. That's a cool sound. Okay, so then that'll get, we'll see how cool that sounds when it gets the movement of the filter. Okay, for the drum beat, I think we want to I want to try something, which is that I want to see how the like if I can make the drum beat here with the slices in stylus. Let's try that. So we'll go to the slice menu. And I'll start with the other one because the other one has the kick. Okay. This one has the kick. And so the kicks here, they're pretty much going, yeah, they're going in threes. So I want to mute out the kicks, and then we'll see how the kick works into this drum beat. Nice. Nice. Okay, so now with the kick out of the way, let's go for our main snare. The main snare goes every 2 and 4 beats, but the fourth beat, the beat on 4 is very short. So let's try and get that going. So the snare is on 2. And I think there's like a 2-part to these snares, right? So you have this and this. So then we'll just do we'll just do one slice after that to represent the short one. So then we get another snare here. Ah, but we have 2 snare hits right after each other. No, that's another slice. Okay, then we get the slice here. Okay. And then we mute out this snare. Okay, so then we have the snare here, where it's very syncopated, right? Welcome, music creator capable. What if you use the rapid GBA bass notes as the synth? Which rapid GBA bass notes? Because these are rapid GBA bass notes, the one that I did. There's the one that goes, the one with the filter. And so we have a low snare here. For that to be represented, what I would want then in the beat is maybe some of this stuff. Because we have a lot of like percussion here going on, right? Okay, so we could do something like that, right? Okay, cool. I like that. I'm liking that. Okay, and then for this next part, I think we'll basically okay, but the this one keeps going, right? So we have more of this. Whoa. Oh, that's the snare. Whoops. And this one I don't think is strong enough. Yeah. And since we have so much variation, we might as well repeat the beat a lot of times, right? So let's do it like a 4 count, you know? If we can. That's 4 for the kick, and then for the snare. Okay. Okay, and then this kick has to go here. Okay, so then the that part will go from here with all the. Cool. So now we want to go into another part. So there's like the second part of the beat, which is the one that has the rapid hits, the rapid snare hits on it. And so we'll see if we can continue that. I might just make that a separate line because we want to put that on top of this. I should have just done that with the restoration, just made that a separate line because now they're all repeated. So let's save that for later. Okay, and I don't know if I want to repeat the kicks, repeat the kicks because repeating the kicks would be fun. So if we take all the kicks, because they in the GBA version they repeat them at low velocity. I think not that low velocity though. Yeah, I don't know if I like the sound of that. Let's keep it low key. Because when we do the hi-hats, we're gonna put the rest of the percussion on that. But I also have to layer in the other part, the other drum beat, and that's gonna help it sound a lot better. What kind of headphones do you use? Sony MDR 7506. They're popular ones. You'll find them. Welcome, Psych. Welcome, Ipwiffle. Nice. Ipwiffly. Okay, so what I want to do now is layer in the next drum beat in there. And so for this one, we can put some we can put some of the other ones in there. Nice. So we can then... No, don't do that. That's going to do the whole thing. Okay, so we can then select that and Control B and go up, and then just do that. Nice. But I think it would be better to keep the big stuff. I forgot it's like it would be better to keep the big stuff to the like for the hi-hat section. So let's just go and do, there's no kick in here, so let's just do da. And then let's do the let's do that Let's do this for the. Nice. I thought there was another hit in there somewhere. No, I think not. So I think it's just like... Yeah, it's just that, pretty much. Oh, this is what I want to do, the... Yeah, there we go. That would be much better. Yeah, there we go. The rest of the stuff we'll leave to the hi-hats. But this one we can do something with. No, I think we'll just keep it to the... keep those things there. No. No, I need another one of those. There we go. Didn't I miss one of those, though? Ah, yes, here it is. Okay, and then this I don't want. This I want. So, and for the ones that where it's like do tet do tet do tet, where it then I'll use those little like ding, this sort of thing. Yeah, I'll use that for that. Okay. Nice. Okay, that worked out nicely. You should restore a Banjo Pilot, as that was the original Diddy Kong Pilot and has a Banger OST. I've never heard of that, but I'll check it out. Welcome, Blensfire. Welcome, DJ Godar. Welcome, Gamer XT. Good to see ya again. Hello, or should that be hola? Hola. Yeah. Spanish is a beautiful language. The drum loop pretty consistently goes boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, boom. I can't read that. I don't speak music onomatopoeia. Only one of 3. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't understand that. Like, so there's like three different major kinds of drums, right? There's a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat. And this drum beat kind of blends them with all its like metallic sounds, but generally anything that's not like a boom, bah, you know, like the snare is a kick or a snare is a hi-hat. But I'm glad you liked the drums on the Waterfall GBA. That one was pretty simple. It was pretty straightforward. He didn't do a lot of slicing for that. Have you ever heard the Rayman 1 soundtrack? It sounds familiar, but I don't listen to a lot of like video game soundtracks outside of Donkey Kong Country. Like they're there, but they don't have the hiss that I don't know what. I'm sorry, it doesn't actually make sense because I don't know what a hiss sound is. To me, a hiss sound is noise. Maybe it could be a hi-hat. But I'll check it. I'll look into it later and then try to fix that and see if there's anything missing. But I unfortunately cannot understand which it is you're trying to say without like, you know, kick, snare, hi-hat, or whatever, stuff like that. But I'll look into that and try to do my best to fix it. And that's why this. But the thing that Dave did was he pretty much sliced all these beats up and just put them all out of order. So it's not really easy. It's gonna be impossible to figure out the exact order he put them in. But I'll do my best. So yeah, so this is sounding good for the SNES version thing. Let's go to whatever's next. It might, whether it's the hi-hats or not. Okay, here's the bass. And I think that I think we did one of the synths for that. Okay, I think let's make the notes all short. And we can make them all really short actually, since they're all do it like that in the game. I think there's some panning on this too. No, there's not. Okay, and then the bass. And then we can bring this over to the bass arpeggio. Okay, so this goes up. Let's go down an octave. And then we're gonna shorten the notes. I think we actually need to come up like not that. Yeah, okay, that's good. And then when the filter sweep comes in, it'll sound much better. So for the electric guitar, rhythm electric guitar anyway, instead of bringing in another guitar, I'm gonna port this over to the Dynabass. Nice. Let's see if it sounds. I think it should be up an octave. Nice. I like that. Okay. Okay, for that one, I'm going to use the what's it called? The Science Friction. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna use the whatever hi-hats I can find from Stylus. So let's go to the slices of this. Okay, so let's do. I think we used all the for the drums. Okay, so let's do this. I think we need to go like this, so let's see. Okay, so we can do that, and basically just skipping all the I think we can switch to step too, because it's just every step. And we have to skip the this thing. Because that one's being used for the drums. This can be at the end of the phrase. I think that's a snare, actually. This can be used for that that high snare part. Here's a pretty good hi-hat. That can be used as part of the snare, the high snares. Nice. I like that. And then I believe it goes for 4 bars, and then it does that, you know, that long hi-hat. Ah, yeah, this could be good for the end. Basically, I have 2 of those at the end, and if we find another one, we'll put it also at the end there, because there's 2 of them. Nice. I'll use that. Or maybe not. I would say that this one is going to be the second one here. No, absolutely not. Okay, I'll put another one here. Why do you keep creating new notes? Jesus Christ, man. Okay, so that's the end, and then you just repeat that pretty much. And then slice off whatever's over the line. think I heard a snare in there. Yeah, we don't want that. Or that. Or that, really. Let's move all of this back a couple of notes. And then continue pattern. Okay, now let's go apply that to the other pattern and see what we get. Welcome E3N. Hi, bro. Love DKC OST. Which one you recreating? You're recreating from your mind? Recreating from my mind. No. But I'm doing nuts and bolts from Donkey Kong Country 3 GBA. And we're remaking it. We're doing a mesh of it and this of that and this and the SNES version of nuts and bolts with the GBA instruments and vice versa. So now for the next part of the hi-hats, let's see what we got for this. Okay, so we've got those little percussion things there. And I don't know if I want to really use those yet at the bottom, but use some of the hi-hats here. Nice. I'm liking it so far. Cool one. Ah, and it doesn't go any further than that. So let's get that, and then we'll duplicate it. It goes almost. I think it goes a little over a full bar. So okay. Nice. I like that. Okay, so now okay, I think that's all of them. Yeah, pretty much. So, what I then want to do is add the things that are missing, which are that part of the beat. That's like, let's see, beat extra. Call this. So we want to go into for that first one. Get all those pangs, those ding. I think they go at every like and. Like it's like 1E and a 2E, so you go every in between every beat. Or maybe it's every step. I think it is, yeah. There we go, that's a good one. I think those are snares, actually. I probably don't want to use those. I think I can use that one. That one's kind of safe. Nice. 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 Okay, I think that's it. It all fits in one bar. There we go. Okay, so for the SNES version of the GBA, we have this beat, but the beat should be playing in 4s. All of these, so all these beats need to be removed, and then they are both going to be stretched out to 4 bars. Okay, and then this part, I want it to kind of move a little slower than normal. But this part, I kind of, instead of just being 2 notes, I kind of want it, and there's supposed to be echoes in this, since there's not echoes, I wanted to just use the lower notes. Okay, and then... something's offbeat there. So something's really offbeat there. Let's see if it's the... Oh yeah, it is. That one's like way ahead. Let's go to the Jupiter 8. Reset it. That sounds good. Oh, I forgot to turn these up. Let's see. Wait, did I? Oh, something's offbeat there. Something's out of tune there. Oh, it might be this? The Dynabase, yes. Okay, and for this one, instead of here, let me see what people are saying. Welcome, Pentagono. Saludos, amigo. Nice. If the treetop music is remastered, perhaps it would be a good idea to add a darker rendition for the salvo and the ripsaw levels. Yeah, that could be a good idea. First it gets a jazz remake, then it goes dark, you know? Add a darker rendition for the... Yeah, so like in theory, that would be a good idea if it ever gets made playable in the game, where you could... And if I was given the option to change which levels had the... had which renditions of the music, you could put some of the more ominous levels like Ripsaw Rage, give them the darker music, and then give the brighter music to some of the more happy-go-lucky treetop levels. That would be fun. Okay, so for the machine noises, I would say let's replace this one with the low pitch science friction. Okay, and for this one, let's replace this machine sound with a big band hit. So for that, let's grab our hits. And I think the first hit is already being used. Let's go to a beat. And then let's use this part. Or actually, this one I want to be bassy, and that one's a high one, so let's do that. Nice. Okay, and for the tom beat, I kind of want to use the lighter one, because this one's... that one's pretty light already, but maybe... let's see what other... oh, that's a cool one. Ah, yeah. This one would be better as to replace one of the... electric guitar sounds. That bassier one is better for the lower hit, like we have there. Okay, why is that one still really like out of tune? Oh, because it's playing in F. Meanwhile, the other bass is playing in F sharp, playing in F sharp. But I didn't know why that wasn't a problem before. That doesn't sound good. Let's put that down to F, maybe? Or maybe put it down to C? So I think it has to be C. But this is even kind of a different key altogether. Let's see. So this would probably be better going up to... no. Okay, that sounds a little better. Ooh, I like that. Nice, I'm digging that. Okay, so and one of these has to play the full, like the general science friction. So maybe this one could. Wow. Oh, you know what it does? You know what needs to play the general science friction is in place of the whale here. Oh, but the whale has to start here. Okay, and then the hit plays here again. But for here, I want that to be the high-pitched one. Nice, and then I want the wah-wah effect here as well. So let's go to the guitar GBA. And then actually I can just copy it from the guitar GBA. Copy that animation. I can't remember which one it is, so let's go to Patterns, Guitar GBA, and let's copy that. Go to Lead Guitar, and then paste. Nice. Okay, and then I don't want all these notes to be so long. Let's see. I think this one, these all should be shorter. Nah, they should be longer. And these two should be even shorter. Nice. Nice, that's much groovier. Okay, so this one, then we're gonna have those hits again because that's what that hit is equivalent to. Nice. Okay, and then there's that part again. We need the filter changer. And it's at this point that we now need the X beat extra. Nice. Okay, and then we need the slower one again. Okay. I think this one should go here instead. And then for the, let's see. So we already have all the 3 U's. Okay, so we need another hit to represent that wow thing. Let's pick one. This one would actually be better to replace the what's it called? Tom. I would actually like that one better. Because it's quick, you know? Okay, and then the one that we have in the pattern there would be better for that one. So first one occurs after, like, here. Wow. Oops. And I can't remember exactly where the more of the wow thing happened, but nice. I know there was another wow somewhere. Let me see where that was. Oh yeah, it was at the end. I just said put that at the end. Okay, so the only thing we need to do now for that section is implement echoes somewhere, in some places. Let's see. Welcome, Claudio Rowe. You're in another tonality, though. I don't hear it. I don't know what tonality that is. I think I'm in C. Seems like I'm in C, but we'll see. Pun intended. I think MSU can assign music based on level, from what I recall. Yeah, I guess it all depends on if they invent it for GBA. Welcome. Any preview of how it's going here? New viewer here. Welcome, new viewer. Welcome, B3N. Nice. Okay, so the echoes. For the echoes, I need to give or actually, I just need to give this. I think I can automate the delay here. No, I can't. Well, I can automate the volume. So with this, I can turn it on or off by changing the volume. So I can Control I to put the right volume in here, and then when it gets to be the next thing, turn it off. Nice. But it's not playing. But it is, I guess. I don't hear it at all. It's like it isn't even playing. Let me turn it up. No, it's not playing at all, so why is that? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that didn't work. I don't know why it's not working, but it's not working. So let's go and give this a mixer track. Let's implement that, as it can't stop a fruity delay from working. Okay, and then right here we say it's going to be off. Okay. The other place I want to do is I want to implement it in the hits, the echoes. So let's see. And so one of the ways I can do this is I can make the ones I want unique, like make this unique, and then just say, like, first I have to give Stylus Remix a mixer track. But if I do that, if I do implement echoes on this, it's going to put it on the drums too, because it's all in one Stylus Remix thing. So what I could try to do instead is implement it from the mixer within Stylus and hope that they let me automate that. So I could go BPM delay. And then let's see, if I go into front project, generators, Stylus Remix, do they let me, I find some kind of, so I have aux sin level, but I don't see specifically for anything for this. I think the ones that it has are very minimal. Oh wait, there is, I see the aux here. So perhaps the aux could work. BPM delay, here we go. So I want 5 because 5 is the out that I have for this. So I want 5 aux 2. Okay, cool. There's a delay on it. That means when it's regularly on the hits, I want that number to be 0. And then when it's on the other hits that I decide, but these hits also have, there's another hit that I also want to be a part of that. Let's make this unique. But I don't want to be wasteful. I want to combine them. So let's say that this we'll use that, and then we have the other one, which I do believe was Yeah, this one, we'll use that. And so when it's on this pattern, I want this to be full. Nice. Nice, I like that. I think those hits should be a little bit quieter, because I want them to be more subtle. And I think this one also needs to get the echoey one. Lovely. I like that. Let's hear it all together. I thought you were doing the SNES version. Maybe they are different. I'm doing both. Oh, wow. What's happening there? Oh, because I changed the tonality of the guitar to account for the thing, I have to shift it down a little bit. I think it should have adjusted itself, really. Or I think it's that I have to send the pitch knob back to the proper thing. So for whenever you have the lead guitar, I want that to be like this. And then I'm gonna go to the guitar GBA and Control I. There we go. And this part, I think I definitely want it to be and I want the delay on the guitar to be a little bit less intense. I think it might be... Okay, the only thing bothering me is that the strings, they kind of sound weak. So like with just the synth strings, so I kind of want to layer them with the real strings, since the other song uses both. Let's do that, and let's paste it into this. Send it to channel 4. And let me try to get the envelope right. Let me bypass this actually and just use ADHSR. Let's say that we can do, because this is not necessary, HDSR. So this, let's say that whenever we have our strings here, it's like this. Nice. I like that a lot better. Okay, so now we've got that. We can set that back to its normal volume. I don't need it anymore. Okay, and whenever it's this part, I then want the sustain to go all the way up on that attack. There we go. So if I assign this to the sustain and say that whenever it's in the regular strings, I want the sustain be all the way down. And I think yeah, I want it to be full velocity. And then when it's the strings 2 GBA, I think we might get some volume in increase here. No, we don't. But then when I say it, I want it to be all 100% here. But I want more velocity here. Why is it not? That's too much for 50% velocity. That's too much volume. It should be a lot less. Let's turn the velocity all the way up. There we go. That's much better. Maybe a little bit not enough, but we could stand to have the volume increased anyway. Nice, I like that transition. And I want that decay on that to be shorter. Nice, I like that better. But I want there to be, I want there to be delay on this too. Nice. Nice. Nice, I'm digging that. Nice, I like that. Okay, you are in another tonality though. I'm in another tonality though. But it's because I'm going with the key that the SNES version, that the GBA version is in, because the GBA version is in B, while the the SNES version is in B, while the GBA version is in C. So I'm just changing the key to the SNES version. Yes, exactly. SNES one is in a lower tone, a little bit, one step lower. So I like that. I think that's good. We're gonna add effects to that later. And now I kind of want to go into how long have I been doing this? For about an hour, almost 2 hours. So let me go, and then we're gonna switch over to the GBA version with SNES instruments. That'll be fun. What's the runtime of this? 3.5 minutes. And so I want to go and take all the beats and then switch them over. Okay, for the GBA beat, I want to go, let's see, beat SNES. And then I want to take the SNES instruments and try to recreate kind of the sound of the GBA beat, with using the SNES samples. Okay, so let's Control B to duplicate. Okay, and then so basically we have kind of an echo system on the snare. And what we can do for that, instead of just repeating them, we can kind of add delay onto that, since we're not going to use these samples anywhere else. And I think the snare here, yeah, I think that's for the main snare. So for this, I think, so let's see, the SNES, or okay, doon, da, doo, doo, da. So it's doon, da, doon, doon. Okay. And so what I can go do now is go put a delay on the kick and snare. One step, and do ping pong, see if that helps anything. Okay, so that I'm using this high snare. I want to use the regular low snare. Or maybe that's the snare I should be using. I know there's like, okay, so the percussion is like the really high snare. I think this is the snare I should be using. But these snares, these are really quiet. Okay, there we go. Now they're hitting at 6. Okay, let's try this. Let's put a... But I don't want them to be... I don't necessarily want them to have volume diffusion because I want them to very... Okay, so that sounds good. Okay, so... Okay, so doon da do doon da doon da do do. I think it was lower, maybe. Yeah, I think it should be lower. Okay, so do do and so do da do. So let's do 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 da do. Do do da do. Let me see if that tracks. Okay, it still has the doon doon doon. Okay, and I think so. Then we want to use the. Okay. Okay, and then it goes again at the end. Okay, so... Okay, and then we want the kicks again. Okay, then for the next bar, I think we basically want it to be normal, but it starts collecting more stuff. And one of those I think can be that rapid one. Oh wait, I need the other one. That's right. Nice. Okay, and then for the hi-hats, we want to do... basically the same formation as in the SNES. Oh, I think they're more rapid than that. And the velocity has to be lower. Alt X, and then drag this little thing down. Nice. Okay, so let's put the beat here. Cool. I like that. You bait me. How dare you? Where is Donkey Kong? I don't understand, but welcome. Mirai Miel. Nice. That's a tongue twister. Really hoping you can fix the drums. It goes boom ska, not boom tikka. Oh, I don't know. I'll look into it, but I don't know what that means. Sorry. Anyway. So we know that you have the strings that come in after that. Which I want to use the strings here, but I want them to sustain at this point because they're doing legato notes. So which means that I'll have to use a different, I'll have to use an ADSHR envelope. Oh wait, I don't even have to do that because this is the only time this will appear. Yeah, that's fine just doing that. So, what I want to do is, let's see, strings, SNES. And then basically take the strings from the GBA, the notes, and bring them over. Wow, I don't know what made that happen, but that's crazy. Okay, so Alt C to change that to channel 1. Holy what in the world is this thing doing? That's crazy, man. Why is it playing so loud? Now that's just insane right there. Don't do that. Turn that way down. Nice. When they're not bursting your eardrums, it's a nice patch. I like that. Okay, now the other thing we have going on there is the arpeggio, bass arpeggio, which I'll create using the, let's see, using that other bass, the synth bass that we have on there. Pretty much the only synth bass. So let's go bass GBA. Okay, and this at this point it's not supposed to have the delay in it. So let's deautomate that. Like so. And then let's clone this pattern and call it bass SNES. Cut those notes and bring it to the synth bass here. Okay, let's put it up. And let's remove the delay here, because we're not going to want that. Much better. Perfect. Okay, then we'll Control B. Why does it have delay all of a sudden? Can I just delete that thing? Then you can't use it anymore? Guess that's the only solution. Okay, now the guitar plays some here. So let's go to guitar GBA. And then we're going to... What are you doing? Clone that and then call this guitar SNES. And then we're going to go and cut this and send it to the guitar shred. I'd say that's shredding. Put it up and up. Nice. Why is it playing at 93? Okay. And I want all the longer notes to be played by the sustained articulation. Let me just select all the notes that are any longer than those really short ones. Okay, and then cut them. Put it to guitar. Nice. I like it a lot. Let's remove this. This is for the jingle, and I don't need that. And then what about the feedback whenever there's like to replace the science friction? Let's do that. This patch, since it's a separate patch, this patch should just have like an envelope already built into it. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, let's go tempo for that, and then let's make it go in. Yeah, let's have it be like 3 bars. But let's have it like go. I think how Donkey Kong Country did its like feedback, it would like go up really and then rapidly go down. Nice. Lovely. Okay, so all that goes to say, we want the guitar to be here. Nice. And these I want to be much louder than they are. And I think this bass has to be lower. And then it has to go up an octave. And the notes have to be longer, so let's control Q. Yes, much better. Okay, and so the next part is the hits, I do believe. Oh, we also have this bass here. So I would say that bass should be played by the acoustic bass in the SNES. Okay, so let's clone that. Okay, now let's put that into the into contact. I think it should be channel 2. I think it would be better if we could legato that. It might be a little bit. Yeah, I think that would have to be the octave. So what we might be able to do to get away with this line is to just copy all these, because there's a lot of like sequencing that goes on here in the playlist. Might be able to just switch it. And yes, that worked. Nice. I think mostly, for the most part, this song just repeats that. Except at this part. Not that one part. So for this part, we're going to use the sound, like those, wow, all the guitar stuff. He's in the music. Yes, I am. Wise did what he could give to give this soundtrack justice. Given all the time constraints, etc., but I just can't help but love the SNES. It's iconic. It is. Welcome, Snowy Comet. Those poor little GBA speakers. Ha! Right? Alright, little, operating word being little. They were very, very small. Be a cool project to try and get the SNES soundtrack to work on a Game Boy with similar edits made to the DKC 1 and 2, making the notes higher and stuff like that. Maybe those MSU1 patches could work. MSU1 patches. I don't think they work on the GBA. Maybe I would rather keep the bass. I think that the idea of debasifying the a song doesn't appeal to me. Welcome, Carlo Nassar. Hope my requests and feedback for you aren't beyond what you can get. If RNC could at least get close, I'm sure you can. I'm not really sure I remember, but yeah, I'll look into it. Welcome, Carlo. So this, I want to add the, basically do the same arrangement as for the hits. Do that with the guitar slides. So let's see what I have this. And then we have two. Yeah, I think there's two after that, but they're rapid. And these can be turned down a little bit. Cool. And then dun dun. So that means that I need another slide here. Dun dun. But actually we can use the power down part, because that would probably be better for this, because that one was meant to be more repeated. Why was that so? I think that one's shorter than I needed it to be. Ah, there we go. And this one it needs to be quieter as well. I need to zoom into this way more. Let me hold Alt and just do like that. Okay, and then I'll follow this with something like, so this can be done like I'll put in the guitar slide 1. Okay, and then we'll come in with the big one, that wow. Nice. And then I think do you keep going with the wow, 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 until at one point it goes like twice. And then it goes back to being the regular hit. Nice. So let's hold Alt and then make this a little bit longer. There we go. Okay, and then the hits repeat again, and then you get the guitar. And I think at that point you get the higher hit again. Okay, and then we get the guitar, the SNES guitar. Okay, so for that, you know what, I can probably use like a cheat code here, where I can just grab this whole arrangement, sort of, and then just change it to certain things and it should work. Like for example, let's see. Let's see where I can exclude these parts of the hit. This I've already done. What I've done. Oh, I forgot about this one. So let's just take this one, copy and paste it here, and then we'll basically just change everything over. So like this part, you select all similar clips. Then you change that source pattern to guitar SNES. It works like that. There we go. Okay, but I need the tempo to come back up. So let's see. Tempo starts getting faster here. Okay, so it starts getting faster here. And let's type in value 93. And then it starts going up there here. Wow, that's too fast. Hyper version. Let me type in, I think it's 102 actually. I don't know that the... I think we gotta bring the... it's too loud. Nice. Okay, now the strings GBA, we changed to strings SNES. Which part is it that doesn't have this stuff? Okay, it's this one. I want a kick at the end of that. Okay, so this part has to go to the SNES hits. No. No, those just get the, get this thing again. Okay, now this part, I want this to be the feedback from the lead guitar section. Let's put that here, as well as here. Nice. Okay, now this, I want to make this unique and change it to things to SNES. And then we're going to go and cut this. Oh wait, no, we don't have to cut it. We just have to change it to channel 1. Alt-C. And I think you have to go... Yeah, turn it down an octave. Okay, and then this bass GBA is gonna go to space SNES. Nice. Okay, so this Dynabase thing we have to clone and call this Dynabase SNES, which we're gonna change to the power chords. I think they're in contact, maybe? Yes, in contact. So they're channel 3. Let's select channel 3 and Alt-C to change, and then play. And I think we have to lower the velocity. They work well, though. Nice. So let's change these to that. Nice, I'm liking it. And so for the part where it's like these low science friction notes, and that for that I want to use the machine whirring sound. So that goes in this section. So let's go for a machine, and that'll be like for somewhere here at the base. And we can have this going from the beginning. And we'll have it. Yeah, we can do that. Nice, I like that a lot. Okay, then it can play through here as well. Shift. Okay, and then we have something else after that. Okay, so let's get this. I think we can just... Ah, yes, we need the beat again. Nice. Okay, so what else is going on at this point? Oh yeah, we have this bass. This bass will go here and be switched to the SNES counterpart. Ooh, nice heavy bass. This part's kind of concerning though. I think this should be higher. Yeah. Yeah, that makes it better. Nice, I'm liking it. Lovely, let's get a break from that. That Rainforest Wave saw was legendary, really enjoyed it. Thank you, Jordan Elliott. Always glad to know someone loves the originals, especially. You're welcome, Provolone Continuer. PKC Dreaming was the best thing I ever listened to. Nice, that's quite the claim. So Tony MDR. One guy said his copy felt too fragile and plastic-like. I mean, it's definitely fragile, but I'm not planning on like playing football with it, so it's fine. I just realized the stream was reminded way back, stupid YouTube. Yes, about the feedback frequency request. If I didn't respond to it already, I'll get to it soon. After this stream. It always reminded me of a bit of Shout for Tears for Fears, probably the beat. Yes, that's a generic 80s thing, is like with the gated snare, with that snare, with the really reverby snare. They use that a lot in the 80s, and particularly Tears for Fears, you popularized that a lot. Yes, the wow sound is funny. Yeah, right? And then Shout, like the guitar in Shout always reminded me of like Rockface Rumble GBA, because they have that same riff, like that. How does it go? It's like, and the one from Rockface Rumble is a little bit different, but I can tell it sounds like it's inspired. So anyway, let's finish. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's finish it. Okay. I think when it finishes, it never plays this part at the end. Let's remove that. I like that feedback a lot. Nice. Okay, so I think we're almost out of time for today. I don't know if I want to go into like a whole improvised section. But yeah, we'll decide that next time. I'm trying to, let's see. Yeah, I might do another section where it's improvisation and I combine sort of both the elements, but I don't really have any ideas for that. I kind of want to wait till I get some more ideas. I didn't expect to blow through this so quickly. We'll need to sort of remix, remix some of the instruments, because, well, first of all, I didn't do hard mixing on the GBA version, and then I'll have to go through and do a mixing pass, but I don't really want to do that now. I would rather just call it for today. So yeah, this is where we'll cut it off, and we'll come back probably tomorrow with this, I'd say. Maybe, if I get to it. I should get to it. I don't see why I shouldn't, but we'll see. No guarantee. So anyway, This will be concluding the stream for today. Thanks, guys, for coming, and this will be Jamming Sam signing off. You guys have a great rest of your day and have fun. Cheers.